Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started. Former undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns made a heartwarming gesture ahead of the upcoming Bash in Berlin Premium Live event. The OTC was absent from last week's edition of Friday Night SmackDown. The 39-year-old returned to WWE television at SummerSlam to attack Solo Sikoa and consequently help Cody Rhodes retain his title. He attacked the New Bloodline the following Friday to assert dominance. However, on the August 16th edition of the Blue Brand show, Jacob Fatu returned after his absence the previous week to help his faction take down the former head of the table. After getting beaten up by the faction led by his former stablemate Solo Sikoa, Roman Reigns missed SmackDown the following week. Amid his absence from the Squared Circle, the former Shield member visited Joe DiMaggio Children's Hospital. The Instagram account of the hospital posted an update from Reigns' pizza party for the patients and their families. At WWE Tribal Chief at Roman Reigns and two-time World Series champion and at MLB All-Star, Jeff Conine stopped by to host a pizza party for our patients and families. We are grateful for our hometown champions for taking time out of their day to add a little sunshine and put smiles on the faces of the kids at Joe D. Hashtag Mimi's Ravioli, hashtag JDCH Foundation, hashtag Feel Good Friday, read the post. Wrestling veteran believes original Bloodline member could betray Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is currently fighting a lone battle against the Bloodline led by Solo Sikoa as the heel faction has taken out his allies, Jimmy Uso and Paul Heyman. Although the two are expected to make a return sometime soon, veteran wrestler Matt Morgan shared an interesting take on the current situation. While speaking on the Gigantic Pop podcast, Morgan predicted that Paul Heyman would return to betray Reigns to join forces with the Bloodline's former enforcer. The former WWE star, however, noted that it would take some time, considering the vicious attack Heyman suffered at the hands of the Solo Sikoa-led faction. I still think this is way in the distance, hopefully. I do think Paul Heyman comes back, and I do think he sides with Solo in them. Listen to me, I know they just pulverized him recently. I get that. That's why it's gonna take some time to get there. But he can't be a babyface manager. Doesn't work. Think about it, what a big betrayal to Roman. Matt Morgan said. From 43:58 to 44:27, Paul Heyman has been absent from WWE programming for 2 months. It remains to be seen when he will make his much-awaited return. It will be interesting to see if he continues his alliance with Roman Reigns or joins forces with Solo Sikoa. Roman Reigns makes heartwarming gesture ahead of WWE Bash in Berlin. As the cool breeze of late summer swept through Berlin, anticipation for the WWE Bash in Berlin was at an all-time high. The event, which had been hyped for months, was set to showcase some of the biggest names in wrestling, including the reigning Universal Champion, Roman Reigns. The city buzzed with excitement as fans from all over the world gathered to witness what promised to be one of the most spectacular nights in WWE history. However, few knew that behind the scenes, the Tribal Chief was preparing a gesture that would resonate far beyond the wrestling ring. Roman Reigns, a figure often portrayed as the cold and calculating leader of the Bloodline, had always been aware of his responsibilities as a public figure. He knew that his influence extended beyond the WWE universe, touching the lives of those who watched him, whether they loved him or hated him. And as he prepared for the Bash in Berlin, Reigns was reminded of the power of his platform. A week before the event, Reigns received a letter from a young fan named Lucas, a 10-year-old boy living in a small town just outside Berlin. Lucas had been diagnosed with a rare form of leukemia, the same illness Reigns had battled and overcome years earlier. The letter, written in shaky but determined handwriting, spoke of Lucas's admiration for Reigns and how the wrestler's journey had inspired him to keep fighting. In the letter, Lucas wrote, "Dear Roman, you are my hero. I know you had leukemia too, and you beat it. I watch you every week on SmackDown, and when I see you, I feel like I can beat it too. I want to be strong like you, but sometimes it's really hard. I hope I can see you in Berlin, but I know I might be too sick to go. but I just wanted to say thank you for giving me hope." Roman was moved by the letter. He had received countless fan letters over the years, but something about Lucas's message struck a chord with him. Perhaps it was the shared experience of battling leukemia, or perhaps it was the raw honesty in Lucas's words. Whatever the reason, Reigns knew he had to do something special for this young fan. The next day, Roman contacted the WWE offices and made arrangements to visit Lucas personally. He wanted to surprise the boy before the big event in Berlin, hoping to lift his spirits and remind him that he wasn't alone in his fight. Reigns kept the visit a secret from everyone except a small team of WWE staff who helped coordinate the logistics. On the morning of the visit, Roman traveled to Lucas's town with his cousin and fellow WWE star, Jey Uso. As they approached the modest home, Roman felt a mix of emotions: gratitude for his own recovery, empathy for Lucas, and a deep sense of purpose. This visit was more than just a gesture, it was a reminder of why he fought so hard, both in the ring and in life. Lucas's parents greeted Roman and Jey with warm smiles, though it was clear they were trying to hold back tears. Lucas, who was resting in his room, had no idea that his hero was about to walk through the door. As Roman entered the room, Lucas's eyes widened in disbelief. For a moment, it seemed as though time stood still. "Hey, Lucas," Roman said softly, kneeling beside the boy's bed. "I got your letter. It really meant a lot to me." Lucas, too stunned to speak, could only nod as tears welled up in his eyes. Roman reached out and took the boy's hand, offering a reassuring smile. "You're a fighter, just like me," Roman continued. "And I want you to know that you're not alone. We're in this together, okay? You're strong, Lucas. I can see it." The room was filled with a profound silence as Lucas finally found his voice. "Thank you, Roman," he whispered. "I won't give up. I promise." Roman spent the next hour talking with Lucas and his family, sharing stories of his own battle with leukemia and offering words of encouragement. He also brought Lucas a special gift, a replica of the Universal Championship belt, signed by Roman himself with the message, "Stay strong, champ." Before leaving, Roman hugged Lucas and told him that he would be thinking of him during the bash in Berlin. He promised to dedicate his performance at the event to Lucas, and the young boy's face lit up with a smile that spoke volumes. The story of Roman's visit spread quickly, and by the time the WWE bash in Berlin arrived, it had become the talk of the town. Fans in the arena held up signs that read "Stay strong, Lucas," and "Roman Reigns, our champion, on and off the ring." The atmosphere was electric, not just because of the wrestling spectacle, but because of the deep emotional connection that had been forged between a superstar and his fan. As Roman made his entrance that night, the crowd erupted in cheers. For a moment, the tribal chief persona was set aside, and the man behind the character shone through. Roman paused at the top of the ramp, looking out over the sea of fans, and then up to the sky, silently dedicating the night to Lucas. The match that followed was one of the most intense of Roman's career. He fought with a renewed sense of purpose, every move executed with the thought of Lucas cheering him on. And when he finally emerged victorious, holding the Universal Championship high above his head, it wasn't just another win. It was a symbol of hope, resilience, and the power of connection. Backstage, Roman received word that Lucas had watched the match from his hospital bed, and despite his illness, he had cheered louder than anyone. The news brought a smile to Roman's face and a sense of fulfillment that no championship belt could ever match. As the WWE bash in Berlin came to a close, Roman Reigns proved once again why he was not just a champion in the ring, but a champion of the people. His heartwarming gesture to Lucas reminded everyone that heroes aren't just defined by their victories in the arena, but by their compassion and willingness to make a difference in the lives of those who need it most.